good morning, good morning, good morning. I am so glad you're here with me this morning. Oh, I got to tell you, we've got a huge day today. Today is game day. So we're going to be delivering a keynote speech to the Oregon Resource Association. That's Oregon State. So yes, we're doing it all virtually from here. And this is kind of like a precursor to that. So we're going to do that at about noon today. And then after that, we're going to have a breakout session. So a lot going on today with all that, but we've got another good thing coming up this week. On Thursday, we're going to have our own Dan Miller come and join us. So he's the author of 48 Days to the Job You Love. It's a New York Times bestseller. So I'm really looking forward to you joining us for that call on Thursday. And that'll again be the Vision Alignment Show. There's a lot of other good stuff happening, but that's all about today. It's all about game day. So what happens for you when you have a game day, when you have a big day ahead of you and you need to focus on this one thing? Well, for me, focusing on this one thing means I lose some stuff. I have blind spots. I mean, we all have blind spots. We can't do everything. And we shouldn't try to do everything. But my blind spots is marketing. I don't market when I have a game day, when I have a big thing coming up that I need to focus on. So I'm going to ask you again, what is it that you have when you are focusing on something so intently that everything else kind of goes away? You actually put on your blinders and you don't let anything distract you. Now, for me, this call that we're doing here today, it's all about helping me to get more focused and get more present with being connected with you and being connected with the people that are on the other side of the camera. That's important for me to be able to be the best at presenting that I can. So there's a lot that goes into this, as you can imagine. So that's something that's important for us all to understand, that being focused is good, but we are missing out on things. What else happened this morning? I'll tell you. I woke up at about 3:15 this morning, and I could not get back to sleep. I tossed and turned, and I laid there, and finally I got out of bed at about 6 o'clock, and Connie's like, "Did you sleep at all last night?" Well, I did sleep a little bit. We went to bed a little before 10, believe it or not. But it was good to get to start to have a good night's sleep. But it was unfortunate that it didn't end up with a great night's sleep. So got up at 6 or so, and then went downstairs, did my stretches, made my coffee, and I wanted to go for a run. So I had my running clothes on because it's a little chilly up here today. And, I wanted to have a chance to go out for a run. So I had my running clothes on while I was stretching, and I looked outside and it was still dark. It was 7:30. Well, it was actually 7 o'clock at that point. And then it was 7:15, 7:30, still dark. So I can't run in the dark. A lot of people can do that. I don't see well enough in the dark to be able to do that. So I needed to wait until it got a little bit light enough for me to be able to run. So what do? I pulled out some of my ingredients for a good breakfast. So I had a Cliff Bar first thing in the morning, but then after that, I wanted to be able to have a more hearty breakfast, because I know I need to have a hearty breakfast for me to get through the day, because this is a big day. This is game day. And we all need to realize that when we have game day, we need to fuel ourselves appropriately. So what do you do? What do you do to fuel yourself appropriately on game day? When you have a big day, you need something to focus yourself. You can't do it on an empty stomach. At least I can't. Having a full, good stomach that will allow me to focus on what I need to focus on is the most important thing for me. Now, so that's one thing. I actually did go out and exercise. I ran a couple miles and then came back, did a couple, 15 push-ups if you want to know exactly. But understanding that I needed to do that, that exercise really helped me to get more energetic, because I could be a little sluggish after getting up at 3:15. And then just understand that, getting my blood going and my blood circulating is really what I need anyways in order to have a good day. And if I can have 30 minutes of, what do they say, 30 minutes of cardio exercise every, 3 days a week, 3 or 4 days a week, that's what they suggest. I don't quite make that usually, but some days I do. But still, I give it a good effort and want to make sure that I continue to try to get my exercise in. So that's important. What do you do in the morning for your exercise or for getting your blood going? Now, coffee is one of those things that's important, and I think we all would agree with that. But what do you do? And then I had this nice breakfast. I put together a nice omelet. So I had some green peppers, onions, tomatoes. I even had some leftover bacon that had already been cooked, and put that all in the skillet, and then I put some eggs in it and had a nice little omelet. So it was a nice breakfast. I didn't have any toast. Didn't feel I needed the carbs because I had some cheese in the omelet anyway. So I think that'll cure me for the morning at least. And then, I'll need to have a little bit of a snack before I get together with the team in Oregon. So I'm going to get together with them at about 11:15. So I want to make sure that I'm fueled up again for that. So what is it that you do for fuel? What do you have that you need to make sure that you're putting into your body that's going to allow you to be there for the long term, for the entire day or whatever it is you're doing? So think about that. What else? And then obviously I came back in from that and I showered up and got clean and got up my suit and did a double check on my suit to make sure that I had the letter. This is Jess's letter. Every suit coat of mine has one of it in the letter or in the coat pocket, so I can make sure that I'm prepared for the speech. Now, when I come downstairs, I make sure that I have all my computers hooked up appropriately. Believe it or not, there's a lot of computer hardware that goes behind this, and then software as well, to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can for the client. Now, on days like today, there are no other clients. The only client is this one, and it's whatever I can do to make them 100% happy with what it is that I'm delivering. I want to make sure that their direct support professionals are getting the most encouragement, enthusiasm, and motivation out of my speech that they possibly can. So that's important for us all to understand that when we go into a certain day, a big day, we need to have clearly mapped out in our heads. It doesn't always have to be written out. Yes, a lot of people say writing it out makes it more tangible, but I'm telling you that as long as you have it inside of you, you know what you should be doing. You know how it should go. As long as you're dedicated to what you're doing and dedicated to your craft, dedicated to the people you're serving, then you're going to be okay. And I know, even though I'm nervous about the call today, the presentation, I know it's going to be fine because I have gone through it hundreds of times. Now, there's a additional thing that I'm doing in the afternoon that's a part of the breakout session. I haven't honed that down quite as much, but that's not something that I really need to hone down. I need to encourage others to go deeper themselves. So it's not about me going deep. Anyway, so that's a little bit about what I have going on today. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with your day. So if you're listening to this live, put in a hashtag live. And if you're, Wes is probably going to come on here and tell us in a little bit. But if you are a new user, a new listener to this, you're going to see that every day I'm going to make it clear that you can be entered into a raffle for my book. And if you win the raffle for my book, I'll send you a signed copy myself. So the rules that you need to get into the raffle with are: you need to take a picture of yourself winking. That's it, just winking. Put it in your timeline, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, and tag me on that picture. I'm Brian Wagner or Radical Vision, whichever one you find me as. And then put in the comments or in the post, put in a hashtag Brian with one eye or hashtag of winking without or with Wagner. So that's what you need to do to get entered in the raffle. So let's see who else is on here this morning. Of course, my friend Wes is on. Well, sort of Ohio. Not sure what that means, but it's always good to have Wes on. Not sure what that means. Wes, I'll be interested to hear more about that. Who else do we have on? Oh, Rhonda. Good morning, Rhonda from Signet, Ohio. Thank you very much for joining. I'm so glad you're on this morning. And if there are others that are listening, and I know sometimes others listen to this call during the call and they don't want to respond, and that's okay. But if there are others that will be listening to this in a replay, please put in a hashtag replay. And then tell me where you're calling in from. Tell me where you are. I'd love to hear more about that and what we can do to serve you, because that's really what this is all about. This organization that we've started, A Radical Vision, it's all about helping people to embrace their own personal blindness to achieve a greater vision for their lives. Now, a lot goes into that. So as we talked in the past, one of the things that we talk about is what makes us unique. We all need to understand what makes us unique. And I think Rhonda does. I think Wes does. But there's others that are online that you may not know what makes you unique. Well, why is it so important to know what makes me unique? I personally believe it's important because you want to make sure that you know what makes you unique so you can serve your community. You can serve your customers. You can serve whomever you're working with and serve them the best that you possibly can, whether it's a paid engagement or if it's a free engagement. Just serving them is really important for us all to understand what makes us unique, because then we can draw on our skills as much as we can, and we can make our skills better. For example, me, I know what makes me unique, and it's not my eye. What makes me unique is my positive personality and how I'm able to share my story with other people in order to help them to have a better life, to have a better day. So that's important for me. So I concentrate on what makes me unique. I concentrate on staying away from the news because I know that's going to distract me. What makes you unique? You need to know what makes you unique before you can look at what distracts you from what makes you unique. That's a key part of this, is knowing that. And so that's the I and the wink. We talk a lot about wink. So there's Wink University. In Wink University, the W is for why does it matter what makes us unique. The I, like I just said, is for intentionality, being intentional with what makes you unique. And then the N is for a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at life. If you can have a new perspective on everything you're doing, everything is going to change so much. And I'm looking forward to seeing that happen for all of you. But then the K is for kinesthetic. Kinesthetic means taking action. And one way we take action is we fill out our Wink workbook. You don't have a Wink workbook? Oh my gosh, we got to get you a Wink workbook. Wes, can you put a link in the comments for the Wink workbook? I'm sure he's going to do it here in a minute, but that would be helpful if we can do that. So as many people that are listening live or replay can get that Wink workbook. Now, I'll tell you, the Wink workbook is great. It means a lot, but you have to do the K. You have to do the K in order to get the W-I-N, the win. How about that? Isn't that cute? You have to get the K in order for you to get the win. You have to be kinesthetic. Doing action, taking action with all that is very important. So think about what you can do in your life and what it is that you want to do. What do you want? I want to help you get what you want. But you have to know what you want. And then you can start to surround yourself with other people that will help you get what you want. I'm one of those people that is going to help you get what you want. So again, I look forward to hearing a little bit more from you, hearing more about what it is that you want and how you want to live your life, how I can help you. So that's a lot about what we're talking about today. Again, we've got a lot of good stuff going on. a lot of great stuff going on. Dan Miller, for crying out loud, coming here on Thursday of this week. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that conversation. And then there's more conversations that are lined up behind him. So please make sure you join us here again tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. And then Friday, we're going to be doing another call. Well, Friday, we're going to have the regular Vision Alignment show. But then at 10:30, we'll have the Stroke of Genius. And the Stroke of Genius is all about helping people with disabilities. People with disabilities and their caregivers to understand more about what goes into their world, more about what the person with the disability would like them to know. There's many times that persons with disabilities are unable to communicate. They're unable to tell them what it is that they want and what do they need. So if we can get to a point where we're beginning to have these conversations outside of that time frame, then we'll be able to share more with caregivers. So that's important for us all to understand, because at one point or another, we're going to be a caregiver, and we're also going to be given care. So I think this is a great show, and hopefully it's one of those things that will be a testament to you and a value to you. We had a great show last week, I think it was. We had a great guy named Josh Pellin on, and there's been other meetings as well where we've had very good conversations with people. So please join us for that again on Friday. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you so much. Wish me luck today, and we will see you on the. Oh, and one other thing. There comes the link that I mentioned, and that actually comes from me. That comes from A Radical Vision, which is Wes. And Wes is helping us out here with getting us the Wink Workbook. So there's the Wink Workbook. If you want to take advantage of that, just go ahead and click on the link and follow it, and then we'll get you the Wink Workbook. And that's that. Again, I love you. Thank you very much for everything. And as always, keep one eye on the road. Talk to you soon. Bye.